All right, Richard, welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Goodfellas, where we're going to discuss the NFL's draft. You ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's get started. The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Boom, boom, boom. Rolling on the field.
The Fantasy Goodfellas. All right, welcome back. Right before we get started, I just want to say we'll be covering the first round of the NFL draft. This will be our 3.0. Lots changed, and we're going to be covering selections 1 through 16. You ready to get started?
Absolutely.
All right, with the first pick in this year's NFL draft, Jacksonville Jaguars select
QB Trevor Lawrence, Clemson. Enough said. Everybody knows that's going to happen.
with the second pick in this year's NFL draft, the New York Jets select
QB Zach Wilson, BYU. At this point, Darnold has been traded, right? It was the worst kept secret. We knew that the Jets were trying to trade Darnold. We knew they were going to draft a quarterback. But now insiders are saying it's going to be Zach Wilson.
And with the third pick in this year's NFL draft, the San Francisco 49ers pick
QB Mac Jones, Alabama. So here's the curveball, right? Huge trade by the 49ers to come into the third spot. And now insiders are saying that they really want Mac Jones.
Real quick, are John Lynch and company on track here?
Yeah, I'm good with Mac Jones being taken here. You know, some people obviously like Justin Fields and Trey Lance more because they're more athletic. But Mac Jones is, you know, very accurate, reads defense as well. He looked fantastic. This doesn't surprise me. I always thought Mac Jones was going to go in the top 10.
When I think of Mac Jones and his ceiling, dare I say Tom Brady?
I think you're spot on. I think that's the ceiling that the 49ers see. I think that's the ceiling a lot of people see.
And with the fourth pick in this year's NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons select
QB Trey Lance, North Dakota State. Word is they're exploring to trade down. They want more value for the fourth pick. But if they stay here, Trey Lance is great. His ceiling is sky high. He'll have Matt Ryan to learn from. This would be a good pick for the Falcons.
And with the fifth pick in this year's NFL draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select
Offensive tackle Penei Sewell, Oregon. This seems like a perfect match, but the word is that Joe Burrow is pushing his team to draft his former receiver Jamar Chase. I'll believe a pick other than Sewell when I see it. It just makes too much sense to take Penei Sewell here.
With the sixth pick in this year's NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select
Wide receiver Jamar Chase, LSU. You know, right now Denver's calling Miami, but if they stand firm, they're going to give Tua another weapon. Kudos to Chris Greer for picking up a first and third rounder for dropping just 3 slots.
Real quick, what separates Chase from Devontae Smith and Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts is more of a tight end. People like him because he's a mismatch. They say he can play the slot, but he's more of a tight end. And Devontae Smith, his issue is with his frame. You know, does he have an NFL frame? Chase has less questions, right? He's a receiver. He's really good at being a receiver. So I think because of that, the Dolphins take Chase.
If the Bengals do draft Chase, does trading down with the Giants make sense? I mean, the Giants will be salivating for Penei Sewell.
I think you're absolutely right. I think at this point, I mean, I'm thinking Denver, right? Because Denver wants that quarterback. They want that 5th quarterback, which whoever's left on the board. Right now we have Justin Fields, but it could be any one of the top 5 that's there. Denver's going to be looking to trade up. And then the Giants absolutely need a tackle. I mean, a lot of people would love Penei Sewell, but the Giants are a good team, actually. So, yeah, Denver and the Giants are going to be calling to trade up, especially if Chase is taken at number 5.
With the 7th pick in this year's draft, the Detroit Lions select
QB Justin Fields, Ohio State. I keep stressing Jared Goff is a bridge quarterback. Detroit got 2 first-rounders, part from the Rams, partly for Stafford and partly for taking on Goff's terrible contract. I know I keep saying that, but people keep saying, oh, no, they're fine. They have Goff. Get out of here with that. They are definitely looking quarterback here. They might, and I'm not saying there's a 100% chance they're going to take a quarterback. They can take a receiver, but I think in this case they're going to take Justin Fields.
With the 8th pick in this year's draft, the Carolina Panthers select
offensive tackle Rashawn Slater, Northwestern. The Panthers are putting money on Sam Darnold, and now they need someone to protect him. Slater's a good get, but I'm not sure about Darnold. People say, oh, you know, he had a bad coach, he was on a bad team, everything was stacked against him. Yeah, but Darnold was a kind of an important ingredient in that suck. Like, he did a lot of sucking too.
With the 9th pick in this year's draft, the Denver Broncos select
Linebacker Micah Parsons, Penn State. The Broncos miss out on the Big Five, but they get arguably the best defensive player in this draft, so that they'll feel okay. I'm sure they would love one of those quarterbacks, and that's really what they want to get. But Micah Parsons, not a bad consolation price.
With the 10th pick in this year's draft, the Dallas Cowboys select
Cornerback Patrick Surtain II, Alabama. This is one that we constantly have here because it makes sense. But knowing Jerry Jones, right? And if you have Kyle Pitts, Devontae Smith on the board like you have now, he loves offense. He loves to add weapons, right? And even though you feel the Cowboys have plenty of them and they need a defensive player, you never know with Jerry Jones. But Patrick Surtain should be the pick here.
And with the 11th pick in this year's draft, the New York Giants select
tight end Kyle Pitts, Florida. The Giants just signed Kenny Holiday, but with Sewell and Slater off the board, they choose to get another weapon for Daniel Jones. If the Giants trade up with the Dolphins, say they jump up to 6, Kyle Pitts might be the guy they're looking for. You know, it might not be Penei Sewell. I'm sure they'll be happy if Kyle Pitts drops to 11. At 6'6", 240, Pitts is a hybrid, receiver, tight end, and he'll create a lot of mismatches.
And with the 12th pick in this year's draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select
wide receiver Devontae Smith, Alabama. So Philadelphia makes that trade with the Dolphins, and they move down 6 slots, and they still get Devontae Smith. So I'm sure they will be thrilled. Obviously, this is a big need for them, and they get the Heisman Trophy winner, so they're happy.
Do you think Waddle will go before Smith?
That's a good question. People like Waddle because, he's faster, more explosive. But who won the Heisman Trophy, right? They were both on the same team, Smith and Waddle, yet everybody, Smith got all the hype. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. Waddle's going to be a great player, maybe a better pro than Smith. If I had a choice between the two, I would take Smith.
With the 13th pick in this year's NFL draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select
offensive tackle Christian Darrisaw, Virginia Tech. The Chargers' greatest need is to protect Justin Herbert. And Darrisaw is the best offensive tackle on the board now. So easy enough. That's who you take. Now, can they get cute and take Jalen Waddle, give Herbert another weapon? Sure, but tackle is more important. And Darrisaw, I think, is the best pure left tackle on the board right now.
And with the 14th pick in this year's NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
guard Elijah Vera Tucker, University of Southern California. The Vikings need to improve their offensive line, and Vera Tucker is maybe the best lineman on the board other than Penei Sewell. The issue with Vera Tucker is that everybody projects him to be more of a guard, but Minnesota could use a guard, so this is a great pick for them.
With the 15th pick in this year's NFL draft, the New England Patriots select
wide receiver Jalen Waddle, Alabama. So the Patriots in the offseason, they got Nelson Aguilar, they got Kendrick Bourne, but none of those guys are a true number one. So here you get Waddle, and New England's receiving core all of a sudden looks pretty good as compared to last year when they were terrible.
With the 16th pick in this year's NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals select
cornerback Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech. So cornerback is Arizona's biggest hole with the departure of Patrick Peterson and others. And Farley comes in. He's a complete corner, right? He has size, 6'2", 207, solid cover skills. He's fast. This makes a lot of sense for Arizona. But right here, they're thinking Najee Harris as well. But I say they go with Caleb Farley.
All right. In an effort to save a little time, we're going to end this here, the picks 1 through 16, and we're going to come back with the remaining selections in the first round. You cool?
Cool.
All right. Stick around.